It is said that the wheel of justice grinds slowly but surely. The ECOWAS court has declared as unlawful the suspension of Twitter by the federal government and ordered the administration never to repeat it. It would be recalled that the deletion of President Muhammadu Buhari's tweet prompted the Minister of Information and Culture, Lai Mohammed, to announce suspension of Twitter in Nigeria on the 5th of June 2021. Bikio, what's the approach to this, especially because ECOWAS has said this must never happen again?
Yes, I think this is just symbolic. It sends the right message across that this is a democracy, that there are certain things that you can't do. And even before you take certain steps, you must explore all kinds of possibilities. So I think that this is just a symbolic message to the federal government, because I do not think that the judgment is binding. And if government, for example, fails to even implement the reliefs contained in the judgment of the ECOWAS court, I doubt if the ECOWAS has any means of ensuring compliance. So, but at least the message is clear. Many Nigerians criticized the ban at that time, but it's good now that the court of law has said, look, government acted wrongly. But we have to bear in mind why government even did this in the first place. Government was looking for a way to get these people to register to operate here so that they can also make money off those tech giants, you know. So, and in a way, they've achieved their aim, because the ban triggered talks between both parties, and there are some conditions that government put on the table. Some of those conditions have been met, and so we now have a situation in which if anything goes wrong, the government can hold someone responsible. By the time Twitter opens an office in our country and is run properly as a business in our country, I think that's the goal of the government. They use that ban to achieve that aim. And whatever the ECOWAS court comes up with, I'm sure the federal government won't be bothered, because they achieved their aim.
All right, Adekule, quickly, we cannot underestimate the negative impact associated with social media, while the government still definitely has to tame this. What is that best approach for you, so we can all have a balance?
I think I'm of the libertarian, model, which is in this kind of situation, you need to push out correct information, to balance up the negative information. Because every attempt to regulate free speech, we end up as a gag of freedom of expression. And in democracy, it is not something that is welcomed anywhere. And we are not in a military rule. So that time when the government did it, it was open to everybody except those who want to be partisan. People didn't like it. And at the end of the day, when they announced this and that, people are still asking, what have we gained? You get my point?
I do.
Because even in the US, the so-called US, a worse treatment was meted out to the President of the United States of America. You get my point? Was even removed from Twitter completely, and everyone didn't fall. And that is where, that's the jurisdiction where Twitter operates from. We are here like, I don't want to sound bad, but like tenants within a large community of, landlords, because we don't control the, algorithms, the internet architecture that controls some of these things. So we benefit. And you look, you see how business is lost massively because there are a lot of, businesses that use Twitter, to run their operations. So throughout the time, I thought government realized that the mission has been accomplished. They decided to do the needful. And with this judgment, it's clear to everybody that what government did at that time was an assault on freedom of expression.